everyone, my name is Samantha Dutton-Jones, and as some of you might know, I am a CPRS student volunteer for the Vancouver branch. Today I am here with Andrea Mestrovic, who is the head of Global Public Relations at Kitten Ace. Andrea, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
We're all looking forward to hearing about your upcoming presentation and hopefully attending it as well. But before we talk about the event, let's do a little bit of a background on you. I know you've worked in advertising, I know you've worked in tourism, a little bit of publishing as well. Can you give us a bit of a background as to how you got to Kitten Ace?
Sure. I feel like I've been very fortunate. I've had a fascinating path to getting here. And it all started off in publishing, actually. So I worked for a publication here in Vancouver called Shared Vision. And it was a magazine that was, the editorial theme was on conscious consumerism and on green living. So it was a wonderful way for me to not only learn about the world of publishing, but also understand how to best approach editors. So that was a wonderful stepping stone for me. From there, I went on to wine. So it was a bit of a delightful new phase of my career. Not only did I learn about PR and communications in the world of wine, I learned about wine. So I was there for a few years, and then from there I started my own PR firm with offices here as well as in London, UK. It was boutique, small, with a few accounts. And it's always nice to go back between client and agency side for so many reasons. I mean, you really get to learn how different the processes are on the two sides. And you get to learn about the similarities as well in your approach. And then from there, I went into hospitality, and I was with a company that owned a group of restaurants here in Vancouver called the Kanki Group, which again was fun. It was a lot of eventing. And then from there, I went to a company called Oak Bay Marine Group. Now they have a very eclectic portfolio. They own marinas, hotels, resorts, and they also have retail locations.
So it's evident that you have quite a bit of PR and communications experience, and on that note, under your leadership, Kitten Ace actually was named one of the world's most innovative companies by Fast Company. Can you speak a little bit to that? What were some of the approaches that Kitten Ace took towards being such an innovative company?
I mean, that was a wonderful thing to be on that list. You know, it was a huge success, I think, for us company-wide and not just for PR. But with Kitten Ace, I mean, Kitten Ace is probably my most exciting project to date. And part of the reason why that is because it's a fresh new brand. It's a brand that's just come up. And it's also founded by the same family, the Wilsons, that founded Lululemon, which means it came with this institutional knowledge and with the right resources to grow the brand at this rapid rate that we have been doing. So in terms of sort of how we got to where we are when it comes to innovation, it all starts and stems from product. The product itself and the category of apparel that we have introduced to the world, the idea of technical luxury and the idea of performance wear for your everyday life, is a new concept, and as such, it's a story that's easily told. So like I said, it starts with the product and with the team and with the background. And then, I mean, it's also about how you are approaching the path of telling the story, which to us is, you know, always be authentic and always be targeted, for instance. So I think a combination of things, one being the right story, the right product, the right time, the right teams, got us to where we are so far.
Yeah, now you had mentioned that Kitten Ace was founded by the same family that founded Lululemon. So it's very much, it's fashion-based, it's a fashion retailer. How does that compare to some of the other industries that you've done public relations or communications for? Do you find that there's a vast variety of differences, or is it more so similar than one would think?
I think that the world of apparel, although there are differences in terms of seasonality of product and product drops, I think the basic premise of how you do PR is exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I always go back to being authentic and being targeted. Those are my two key things. The other thing is, I mean, like I said, even though the timelines might not be the same, the way in which you tell the story could be very similar. And for us, it's timing. It's timing and targeted.
Yeah, Yeah, I know you had mentioned, public relations is very much the same for whatever industry you're in. Crisis management, social media, even doing a little bit of brand awareness. Are these components that we can look forward to hearing a little bit more about at your upcoming presentation?
Absolutely. I mean, I'll definitely talk a little bit about our approach, which, I believe in this day and age of social, it's extremely important to not neglect traditionalism in PR. So what we'll do is we'll sort of take a look at the last 10 to 12 years, and I'll speak about, what I think, in my opinion, are changes that we're seeing in the media landscape. And then we'll go through a little bit of the case study around Kit Mace, just so we can truly understand and so I can share with you the types of learnings we have had in the 1.5 years and 61 locations globally in those 1.5 years. So we'll go through that, and we'll just talk a little bit about strategy of approach.
Well, this is really great. Thank you so much for giving us an overview of what to expect.
My pleasure.
I hope that everyone's really excited. Once again, everyone, I am here with Andrea Mestrovic, who is the head of Global Public Relations at Kit Mace. If you are interested in attending her event, the official name is Building a Brand in the Age of Hyperawareness. So that will be on Monday, April 18th from 5:30 to 7:45 at the Metropolitan Hotel. If you're interested in registering, there still is spots available, so make sure to check our e-blasts or the events tab on the CPRS Vancouver branch website. And we are looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks.
Thank you.